Hello everybody and welcome back to G4G, Games for Gamers. I'm your host, Napalm Dawn, and today we're taking a look at a game that is currently on Steam in a beta form, and that is Nosgoth. I'm just going to lower some volumes over here a little bit.
I'm here, you bloodsuckers.
So this game is basically vampires against humans in arena combat. And when you first start off, it'll kind of walk you through several tutorials on how to use both the vampire side and the human side. It actually goes through first of the 4 beginner classes, and this is the screen that first pops up when you come in. Sort of reminds me of the Dota 2 screen, and it is the store, but we'll come back to that. So here you have the armory, which are the characters that you've unlocked. For the humans, you have the hunter, the alchemist, the scout, and the prophet. And when you first install it, the hunter and the alchemist are available. And then for the vampires, you have the reavers, the tyrants, the sentinels, and the deceivers. For the humans, the hunters are a little bit of a range class. Kind of looks like the Persians from 300 there, the immortals. Vampire hunters feel at home only in the midst of battle. They belong to the Iron Guard, the last of an almost annihilated force and distant successors to the warrior class. They've always lived, trained, and fought for one thing: the eradication of every last vampire from Nosgoth. So these guys are basically fast. They have a bow weapon. And the perks and the primary abilities change a little bit, as do the weapons. And you'll see that when you go through the tutorial. You have a bola that disables vampire attacks for a period of time, and an incendiary arrow. They have the daily perk of tenacity, and here is the skin. And alright, well that kind of sucks a little bit. It was hoping that, well, maybe if I click the eye that'll work. Okay. So you have the model viewer here, which sort of reminds me of a cross between like Skyrim, Elder Scrolls Online, and a Unreal Technology viewer. So here's the Guardians, here's the Veteran, and here is the Mercenary's harness. Kind of makes it look a little bit like a ninja. So we have the Alchemist, which has the hand cannon, an ability of Sunlight Vial, which blinds vampires, firewall, tenacity. The default skin is the Alchemist leather. We have this cool looking outfit over here. Interesting mask. Robes of the desert. The chemical harness, which also looks pretty cool. And the brimstone vest. Here we have the Scout class, which is not yet unlocked for me, and unfortunately, and I kind of think this sucks, they don't give you any tooltips on the mouse overs of these things. It's a little hard to find out about them. They run with a precise bow, and they are used in hit and run tactics. And unfortunately, you can't find out much about the classes that are locked to you. So here's the Prophet class, which looks almost a little bit vampire-ish, or a little bit Diablo 3 Witch Doctor-ish. They run with dual pistols. They use tainted blood in their abilities. Here we have the Reavers. Reavers of Clan Dunaham are dexterous and stealthy predators whose only focus is the subjugation of us, humans. Trained and talented killers, Reavers are calculated and poised, swift, silent, and smart. They're basically natural hunters that outrun the opposition. So these guys are kind of your roguish-y, dexterous class. You have Pounce, Shadow Bomb, which drops fog, Evasion, which is where you kind of go like Matrix mode. You have Feast, which is a execution. You have variety over there. Here's one of the skins. Here's another. So a lot of the Reaver skins don't look too different. The armor changes a little bit, but you don't get a whole lot of stuff in the face until you get to the evolved Dumahem. The Tyrants are your bigger, bulky ones that kind of look like Kratos from God of War. They have a charge that just basically runs right through everything. And when you complete the tutorial, you get another attack, so you can either switch it to jump or go with charge. You have ground slam, ignore pain, which basically is a damage reduction buff, feast. And now some of these actually finally look a little bit different. The variety is a little bit better. This sort of reminds me of Baraka from Mortal Kombat. So some of these change a little bit, and here's the evolved one, which kind of looks like Man-Bat. It's their Fledermaus from the Tick. So then you have your inventory, which you get some of these items as you're going through the tutorials, including, like for the Hunter that I have the Siege Bow, which is a little bit different than the default repeater. It fires more slowly and has a reduced clip, but it does more damage. You can see it goes from 70 to 85, but the fire rate goes from 4.3 down to 3.55. So, when you first get this, you go through tutorials for 2 of them, and then you can do tutorials for the others. So I haven't done the alchemist tutorial yet, and we're going to go ahead and play through that now. Even if you change your key bindings, be aware that when you go through the tutorial, it uses the default key bindings. Oh, actually, so it finally has, it's finally actually gotten up the key bindings that I switched it to. Definitely should have gotten my 3 times now here. Unless it needs to be a direct hit. Sort of doing the grenade thing and throwing it near him. Guess you really have to hit him directly. That one should have been a hit. That's a little weird. Wow, this is really surprising. I'm like getting no credit for this. That would definitely hit him. I'm really shocked at this, that I'm getting like no credit. Okay, like seriously? Okay, that was right at his friggin' balls. Okay. I have no idea what's going on because the tooltip says If he's facing me, he's going to be blinded. Blind the vampire 3 times. But why isn't he attacking wildly? Okay, like he ran face first into that. Do I have to hug him? So here's what a refill station looks like. Okay, well... maybe I can do that and then melee him or something? Maybe I have to be very far away from him and do it. Okay, well, I seem to be gaining no credit for any of this, which I find a little bit on the ridiculous side, and I'm hopefully going to chalk this up as a bug. So, I'm going to stop recording now and see if I can't get past this, and we'll resume a little bit later. Alright, well, so it does appear that the sunlight vials definitely are bugged. I went ahead and Googled it. And unfortunately, there does seem to be an issue with it. So we're going to go ahead and do the one for Kratos over here. And I'll show you what that one looks like. So that's the Ignore Pain ability. Here we go with the Tyrant Charge. Here's the Ground Slam. And that's pretty much it. Some of the other ones, they kind of get you a little bit more involved. Like the ones for the Reaver, they teach you a few of the other things, like their jumps and whatnot. So if we take here a look at settings, you have a invert look, you know, sort of like normal game mode and flight sim mode. Show hit damage. Over here we have audio, which we've seen before. For video, you have your resolutions, full mode, modified gamma, vertical sync, anti-aliasing, field of view, max FPS, details. You go into advanced, and you get some pretty nice options over here. Okay, so we're coming back over here to Nosgoth, which, by the way, is from Square Enix, and it does have the Unreal Engine at use in this thing. So Nosgoth went unresponding before, so I had to kill it. I actually had to Control-Alt-Delete Task Manager it. Couldn't even kill it from its entry down on my taskbar. And by the way, this is it was showing as a DX9 game. So we'll see if perhaps there is something in the video settings that will take that over to DX11. Which there doesn't seem to be. Alright, so we'll leave everything the way that it is, and we notice that the anti-aliasing is still off. I'm going to go ahead and leave that off for now, just in case. So here are the bindings, and funnily enough, when I was doing that Reaver training, it was back over to the defaults. Yet when I was doing the alchemist one, it was respecting my new Oh, because... Okay, there you go. I see now. Very interesting. You have to set it for both. So I take back what I said earlier about the tutorials not respecting your changes. You have to set it for both ones over here. And yes, I am a arrow newbie. I do apologize for that. So I'm just going to go ahead and set my bindings up a little bit here. Primary ability, secondary ability. Alright, so let's see if we could get into an actual match. Now what they have is they have Team Deathmatch, which is all levels, and you have New Recruit, which is similar to Blacklight Retribution's under 10 and only servers. Oh wow, I didn't even get to see much of that. I was seeing if I could pick one of the human classes, but it's just throwing me in over here. Ah, maybe I can get to do it now. Alright, so I'm gonna go with the hunter, and I think I'll stick with the repeater just for now, just to have the higher rate of fire.
Die!
So you can see they actually went Matrix mode there on me. Look out!
Rot, you vampire rot!
Wow, that vampire is fast. That was weird. One of my friendlies showed up at red for a second. I thought he was an enemy.
Leeches.
So that was my Bola ability. Now it's on cooldown. And I just got executed. Which I think restores some health for the vampires when they do that. Ooh, bowled that one. That was pretty well timed. That was lucky. Come on, dodge. Helps if I hit dodge when I want to dodge and not reload. That'd be good for saving my life. See if I can back end this guy who just ran up the stairs. Oh, wow. Just got pooter stabbed. And I got dragged off. Wow, is he dragging me to the fucking dinner table? Yep, there we go. There goes my head. And here, of course, is one of the refuel stations. I'm gonna protect this guy while he refills. So we do seem to be winning if we are the orange. Looks like the vampires have spawned. They're all the same class. We don't have any of the heavies. Oh, there we go, towards the center. One of the flying ones is over there.
Come on!
Oop, back-ended. I take back what I said about having... Oh boy! Ah, stuck. Damn it. Dodged into the corner. So, okay, I guess the icons are just generic. Oh, wait, never mind. That's my team. I understand. So we're apparently all the same class. But we are winning, and we just have a minute 45 left. So we got one of the heavies doing a charge. Might be able to pick him off. But he's gone out of line of sight. Here he comes. Got him. Nice. Bullet him. Really nice. You notice it froze his wings. So there you go. There's an example of combat, and didn't do too bad. Glad I picked the quicker crossbow on that one. And there's the experience. So there's an example of what the actual arena play looks like in this game. And there does seem to be a little bit of a bug with going through the tutorial for the alchemist, so now I don't feel so bad. So I hope you enjoyed this video here on some Nosgoth play on G4G, Games for Gamers. And maybe stay tuned for a second video as I get a little bit deeper into this and explore some of the other options. Take care, everybody.